Yeah, I mean, you look at the free throw miss, and it's a loose ball. And St. John's is going after the loose ball. And it's, hey, if we come down with this, then we're going to win this basketball game. No question about it. And then in that moment, with the time left on the clock, you don't have time to set your defense. And look, Roach made an outstanding shot. I mean, it wasn't easy. There was a hand in his face. But it's a St. John's team that hangs their hat on playing really, really hard. The loose ball was up in the air. They're trying to go after it and get it. They don't come down with it, and now you're trying to sprint back. And in that situation, transition defense is one of the hardest things to teach in all of college basketball. And you're trying to load to the ball, but you have some players that are behind the ball, and he just made a terrific shot at the end of the day. I mean, this game came down to inches. When you look at the stats in the game, both teams shot it well from behind the three-point line. Neither team shot it well at the free throw line. The rebound margin was exactly equal. It was going to come down to one play, and that's what it came down to. And, this is what college basketball needs, though. We need these games right now. We need more excitement with the couple first weeks of the season. Yes, we had Duke, Kentucky, but to create more buzz around our game, we need stuff like this. We're entering the feast week, and this is good. And St. John's is going to get better from this game. I mean, this is the best game that we've seen all year, hands down, bar none, not even close. And it was exciting, and we're going to get away from the college football playoff now and not have to have another selection Sunday on a Tuesday night talking about football. Hopefully ESPN and everybody were talking about this because this was awesome. And this was a great game, and it was a lot of fun to watch, and it could have gone either way. Baylor just made the play at the end, and look, we can point to the officiating, and there were some questionable calls and everything like that, but this was fun to watch, and credit Baylor for making one more play. But that's what they made. They just made one more play.
Yeah, I mean, there was so many times during this game where you're looking at it and you're like, St. John's won. I mean, in the first half, in the second half, in first overtime, second overtime, you felt like St. John's is going to win this game. And, obviously you have the two big missed free throws at the end. You can't 100% put it on that. Obviously, in that situation, you want to make those shots. But I really agree with your point about the rebound being a loose ball. That is so difficult to set your defense and really find your guy, point out who you have, and the offense is going to have the upper hand there. But it's really crazy when you look at the stats, like you were saying. Rebounds are the same. Turnovers are pretty close. They didn't shoot well from the free throw line. They both shot similar percentages from the 3-point line. It was just such a back and forth game, and the way that Baylor was able to claw back in it was because of their physicality on defense. In the beginning of the game, I was talking to some people, and St. John's just had them on a rope. Everything they were doing, they was straight line drives. They're kicking the ball out, one more pass, another straight line drive or a three. It's really difficult to play defense when you're kind of giving up those. You're giving up those easy opportunities because you're just on a string the whole time.
Yeah, and you understand with just basketball in general, it's going to be momentum shifts. But it just felt like for the majority of the game, as we all agree, that with St. John's, they were in control. They had that thing. And when you look at everything from them shooting the basketball, 58% from three, 54% from the field. Obviously, the field could have been a little better. But getting to your point, I mean, it was a point where Baylor just out-toughed them physically. Like, they just bullied them into some uncharacteristic shots. But I'm looking at St. John's in certain situations for them where they will grow from this ball game, but more so with just Baylor and them, obviously, the situation against Gonzaga and wanting to bounce back from that, and they have. But for this win tonight, pushes them forward and kind of helps them forget about that Gonzaga loss.